So I entitled this video, Israel's Coming War with Hamas.
Okay, so this is a video I did last year, sometime in June. Many of us could have projected this is going to happen. This is nothing special. I mean, in and of itself, the rest of the world don't see this happening. Probably didn't see it happening, but I can also say there's a lot of people you can go and talk to that probably seen this coming. But I just want to show you what I said in June of 2023. The war started in October 2023. So let's hear what I said.
Iran and Russia. Of course, there's going to be more countries than that. Matter of fact, they're probably going to get into a war with many nations in that area, and also Russia will have a confederation of nations that will challenge Israel's sovereignty as well. I've said this 10 years ago. I said it 20 years ago. I believe this. I believe a lot of other people. So I'm not the only one who believes this. But I believe that before these wars kick off, it'll be a calm before the storm. You have things going on in the world that are geopolitical or environmental, or you have meetings among the legit people who run the world, the UN. You have global conversations of and things like that. But it'll still be a quiet before the storm. And whatever year Jesus is coming back, you're going to see a quietness. It's like just before a regular storm, or thunder and lightning or tornado storm, you can hear just the wind blowing just a little bit before the tornadoes and the hurricanes come. So, with that being said, you're going to see a confrontation between Israel and its immediate neighbors first. That's Hamas, Hezbollah. That's the smaller group that is in that area, who believe strongly in a caliphate or destruction of Israel, or Israel's not their original land, it doesn't belong to the Jews. Those type of organizations, you're going to see conflict from them as well. So I believe that if this was the year, you would get some signals. I don't think God is going to wait all the way up into the rapture before it could happen where he raptures his church out and then all of this stuff starts to kick down. But I believe what's going to happen is it's going to all set up. You're going to have a geopolitical, local setup of these things happening. We know that Russia will invade Israel, and it will come with Iran, Turkey, some of the countries in Africa, some of the countries in Eastern Russia, possibly Germany, and they would try to come to rob Israel of their booty, of their goods. And we see Israel has minerals under the sea that is worth billions of dollars. We see them having oil, finding oil, that's worth billions of dollars. So in other words, God has blessed Israel greatly. He's even blessed their land. You've seen when they first got to that area, the Jewish people came back in 1948 and prior to that, the land was barren. And so now the land is filled with beautiful flowers. And matter of fact, Israel is probably one of the top producers and sellers of fruit. I mean, just beautiful land. God has blessed Israel greatly. So these enemies, they know it. They know that Israel has been blessed by God. They just ain't gonna admit it, but they know that Israel's been blessed by God. So whenever Christ returns, whatever year he returns, you will see July be a kickoff start, possibly August, going into the fall. And then you would see Russia invading Israel whenever, I believe, I could be wrong, that the Feast of Trumpets will be the time that Russia will be surrounding Israel, just slightly before. And slightly before, slightly after, or during the Feast of Trumpets. And I do believe, and y'all know me, if y'all know, been watching any of my videos on Facebook or YouTube, that I believe that the rapture of the church will entail the Feast of Trumpets as well, of a specific year. I don't know what year. Possibly a lot of the things are looking like this is the year, but I can go back 5 different years in the last 15 years and tell you that those times, I call them misfires or head fakes or birth pain, where we thought things were going to take off and they weren't going to take off, especially 2017. We really thought things were going to kick off then, but they did not kick off. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all family members were saying, oh, see, it didn't happen. You know, being scoffers and not knowing out of ignorance that they're scoffing exactly what the Bible has said. So you can see a few things happen. These are pure speculation. But Israel can take a lot of ground in the next 90 days if this is the year. Always be ready. Always be ready. At every moment, be ready for Christ's return. Be ready for death. You never know. Me, myself, believe that it's a timed event. Just like his crucifixion, just like the rising from the dead, just like the church being formed. It was all timed events. There was nothing done that would caught God off guard and shouldn't have caught some of the Christians off guard. Of course, the apostles figured it out later that, hey, you know, the apostles and the church and probably even the Old Testament saints up in heaven figured out that, hey, it happened on Passover. As a matter of fact, the death angel passed over the Israelites, when they put the blood on the bedpost on the door, and I believe had some of the Egyptians put blood on their door, I think the angel of death would have passed by them as well. And it's funny how the church and Israel have come together. Well, should have come together. That's why they call them Messianic Jews. And same thing would happen with the Gentiles. The Gentiles was grafted in. Had the Egyptian people put blood on their doorposts, they would have been okay. So now is the time to, you know, that God sent His only begotten Son to die exactly on Pentecost. He rose from the dead on unleavened bread. Put in the grave on unleavened bread, rose from the dead on first fruit. Church is formed on Pentecost, and the church will exit on the Feast of Trumpets. And I think we get lost in the sauce. We got this Bible right in front of us. And I'm going to do a video in a few minutes in telling the truth of, are all Christians going to be raptured? And the answer to the question is no. Not all Christians are going to be raptured. I know this ticks people off, and this, you know, makes people angry at people like myself and saying, specific things. But when you see these events coming, and you say, "Well, I'm a watchman," what kind of watchman are you? So that's my next video. I'll be doing that in about 3 or 4 minutes after this video. So in this video, I'm saying that Jesus is coming back soon, and some signs that you may see in the coming weeks is war with Israel, and an ongoing war. In 2006, there was a war between Israel and Hezbollah that lasted 30 days. I think this next confrontation will last anywhere from 90 to from anywhere from 30 to 90 days. And this confrontation will start, and it would also entail a destruction of Damascus, found in Isaiah 17. And also, it was pointed out, I believe it was Isaiah 46, I'm not sure, that Elam, which is a nuclear base in Iran, will be destroyed by Israel. And I believe that besides these two events, the Isaiah 17 and Isaiah 46, I believe it's Isaiah 46. Let's look up Elam in the Bible under Isaiah Elam, and see what chapter that is. Because don't get me to lie, I don't know exactly what chapter it is. But these two confrontations will happen, and that will cause Russia to come down. Now, other hooks in the jaws of Russia is because Israel is very rich. And then there could be another confrontation looking at this Ukraine thing and this other group to try to come in to take on the president of Russia. He tried to come in there and they tried to take over. I think that was all set up anyway. But anyway, that's beside the point. Is that Russia can feel, the leader of Russia, Putin, can feel threatened by the West, and that also will trigger him to surround Israel with armies. So that's some things you got to think about. If this is the year 2023, and I can come on and talk about this is the year. I did a video way before everybody else was even thinking about this. I just ain't nobody was watching it. But I said that, and I still say the same thing. Nobody's seeing what I've been saying is 6,000 years is a count. And when Jesus was talking to Mary and Martha, Martha says, "I know you can resurrect him on the last day." Well, the last day is the last day of 6,000 years. If I had 365 days and there's a last day, that will be New Year's Eve. If I had 1,000 years, the last day will be New Year's Eve. I'm talking about the Gentile calendar. On the Hebrew calendar, the last day is after 6,000 years. There's a last day. There's a last year and there's a last day. The last year will be a Jubilee year, and the last day will be a Feast of Trumpets, which is the last day of the Jubilee year. That's what they call the last day. And Jesus will come back and rapture his church on the last day. Not saying it. I'm from what I see, 1973 was a Jubilee year, so you add 50 years to that, and you come down to this fall. And I'm not saying 100% this was a Jubilee year. I believe it was. If the Jewish people knew it was a Jubilee year, then it's a Jubilee year. People say, well, 2017 was a Jubilee year. Maybe it was a different type of Jubilee year. Maybe they have series of Jubilee years. I don't know. But God is looking at one Jubilee year. He's looking at a specific Jubilee year. And the one God is looking at makes sense. Everything that we do as a church and say, you got your opinion, I got my opinion, they got their opinions, wouldn't you like to have your opinion too? Opinions don't work in the church. Opinions don't work. Whatever God believes, whatever God says, that's the truth. It doesn't matter about your opinion. It doesn't matter about my opinion. And I think a lot of people give too much credit to each individual. You can't have that. There's no way. There's no way you can have everyone have their own opinion. This is my belief. This is what I think. You don't. That doesn't work this way. Well, Pastor such and such, he thinks this. Well, Pastor Johnson, he thinks this, and I think this. It doesn't matter unless it's secondary issues, third issues, and most issues in the Bible are important. We label them first issues, secondary issues, third issues, but most issues are very important. Like baptism. What did Jesus say in the Great Commission? Be baptized. You get your chance to get baptized, get baptized. Most of the time in the New Testament, they immediately got baptized. What about paying tithing? I mean, I struggle with that because I bag myself in a corner sometimes. But paying tithing is a choice that you make, and the Bible says that what a man gives, what is a proportion to his heart. But a good marker for tithing is 10%. I mean, if I'm going to give a waitress 13% or 15%, I'm definitely going to give God 10% if I can give it to him. If I can't give him 10% and I give him 5% because I got kids and I'm a single mom or I just lost my job. Yeah, I'm gonna give him what I can. What about the Trinity? What's the big deal? It's 3 in 1. What's the big deal? I mean, why do you guys talk? Why do we talk so much about issues that, well, they do matter, but why do we talk about them? We don't talk about holiness. Actually, holiness should go to the top of the list, but we've closed that out. In the great age of grace, because we think grace is something where God is going to cover your sins and give you a life full of sin while you still go to heaven. That's not how it works. I know that you people don't like this message, but if anybody come back to my boring videos after the rapture of the church, if I'm fortunate enough to make the rapture, I was trying to tell you guys. I was honestly trying to tell y'all. So I'm going to do a video in about 5 minutes about the watchman and what's the watchman's duty. God bless.
All right, so that was my video I did in June of 2023. Like I said before, a lot of watchmen were kind of expecting that the Lord would, show us what was happening in the future. And one of the things that happened was a confrontation between Hamas and Israel, which did happen. We're going to be a little bit jumpy on when he's coming because we want, most of us Christians want to see the Lord. Hopefully, the Bible does say in the book of Joel, woe to those who want the day of the Lord. And the reason why, I think I know why he says that. Just ask the 5 foolish virgins. Woe to those who want the day of the Lord to come. And then there's a blessed hope in us who want the day of the Lord to come, who want to prepare for the day to come. So from now on, I'm going to put all my Facebook videos on this channel right here. And I'm also going to be introducing a new channel 2 new channels actually. So this channel right here, I just could get on here and speak what I, want to speak, what God wants me to speak. I feel that's according to the Bible, to warn people. You see my beautiful face. And the other channel, well, probably you won't see me. You won't see my face. And the new channel will be particularly things that I get from other people. Might tick some people off. So I'm not going to be so careful on the other channel. But anyway, God bless you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. When I first started off this video, I don't think y'all can hear me. I'm going to listen to it again. And I'm going to see if I can cut that part off. If YouTube lets me just cut that first part off where I was trying to say something, but the microphone was way over here and I forgot to grab the microphone. Normally my earphones would be the microphone, but I didn't turn it on. So anyway, God bless you guys, and I hope y'all have a blessed night. See y'all later. Oh, by the way, I will be showing videos from Facebook for the last couple of years. So that'll give me a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. So remember, when you're watching these videos from Facebook, that means I already did them. Some videos I did 10 years ago. Some videos I did earlier. Some videos I just did last year, the last 3 years. And then I'll also be putting on, if I can fix the audio, videos that I've done, interviews I've done with Mark Blix and Paul Silas. If I can, that's if I can fix the audio. You know, Paul Silas, he kind of mumbles. I like Paul Silas, I love him, but some of these guys, they mumble. Even people I disagree with. I know y'all probably want to slap me if I told you Rick Wiles was on my show. And some people I found out that, you know, they kind of ran into some problems in their life. And I've had some people on the show who passed away. Rick Marzulli was on my show as well. I got some videos on this. I'm not the best interviewer, but it works. Anyway, God bless you guys. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.